Welcome everyone to another trailer to film. Here in this review, I take 3 scenes from the trailer and I talk about it. That's it. Here we're going to be talking about Hellboy 2019. Okay, here it is. As you could probably tell, as you probably would know, as everyone else goes, I'm a huge fan of Ron Perlman's Hellboy. A lot of people are. There's no mistake in that. His depiction of Hellboy, now that we have something to compare it to, will always be the best. As far as the movies go, I know 2 things. 1, everyone was waiting for the 3rd movie. Never happened. We got this reboot instead. Also, it's divisive as who you talk to as to what you liked in either film. First one, people either loved it or didn't really care for it. The second one, I haven't met many people who actually liked it. As for me, I love them both. They have a very special place in my heart. I do know that there are plenty of people out there that love these films. Sadly, I just haven't met you yet, and I would love to. And maybe somewhere in this world, there is somebody that will truly love this 2019 reboot for what it is and the direction it took. I didn't love this movie, but I didn't hate it either. But it did piss me off because, well, Hellboy means a lot to me. He really does. I mean, I don't have an action figurine to show you how much I care about this character and love his quips and love what he does. No, but the character has held some resonation for me. It was really something special for me. So going into this, I was more than happy to give it a shot. And it's, of course, not out of some blind love or respect for Ron Perlman's Hellboy. It's more out of, like, what this movie is. It's an absolute frickin' mess. The trailers, from the beginning, just left me feeling empty. I should be excited to see a new version. New actors, new ideas, whatever. I went meh to these trailers. The new rendition of Hellboy is with David Harbour and the director Neil Marshall, who's, he's done a few Game of Thrones episodes, and that was really the selling point for me here. I only recently found out that he directed The Descent, and while that movie was good, it wasn't my cup of tea. Needless to say, I was going in not expecting much of Hellboy's new direction, but, like I said, I was willing to give it a try. What we got was a mess of a movie. Its focus points of story quickly move on to the next in one sloppy fashion, which makes it hard to talk about certain scenes in this film because it was completely baffling to me on how quick everything went, how much nothing mattered, and where everybody was in this film, it just was like, yeah, this feels like another paycheck. Maybe except for David Harbour. He was actually happy to be in this. As I rewatched the trailers and looked at it, I mean, a lot stands out, but I don't feel the need to talk about them, these scenes, because they all breeze by so fast, and it acts as if the last scene you just watched wasn't that important. But alas, with my self-imposed job in this channel that I've created, that I have to pick these scenes, so I'll have to do it in this fashion. Let's start with what I loved.
Okay, I'd appreciate a prophecy with more relatable stakes.
David Harbour is awesome as Hellboy. Makeup work on him is amazing. Along with what he has to do with people and what he's up against, he pretty much just gives it his all. He gives it 100%. So when he goes up against the Blood Queen, played by Milla Jovovich,
we belong together, you and I.
You can see it was kind of like a big deal for him that he has to stop her, but it's in more ways than one.
We do, but this is not gonna work, because I'm a Capricorn and you're fucking nuts!
And yes, for the record, I did like that scene. It was a great quip of dialogue. I mean, that's kind of like what I've always wanted to hear Hellboy say, so it really worked. Then there's this creature called the Baba Yaga, and thank you, John Wick, for translating what Baba Yaga means. It's the boogeyman. And the effects on the boogeyman, which really wasn't a man, it was pretty damn good. That was very, very effective. So now we're going to dive into stuff that I liked, but not wholeheartedly love. I have some issues. So let's here you go.
Let's get your game face on it.
Don't hold your breath for that scene because it won't come up anytime soon in the movie, but what I will say is that they basically got 3 people with unique abilities and use it to the best of their advantage. Is it used well? No. Ben's back history is shoehorned so awkwardly that you're just like, oh, so that's what's going on with him? Okay. Yep. Great. Alice's character kind of figures things out as she goes along, which gives her no contextual clues as to what importance she has except for what she's already established about her own self. And then you go, oh, that she can do that? You gonna explore that at all? No. And of course, Hellboy himself is left in the dark for most of what is going on with him, especially what happened to him in his past. Of course, nobody ever remembers their past as much as, say, one without amnesia. But, you know, the one person who could tell Hellboy what is going on and why and what was supposed to be going down doesn't tell him anything, and that is Trevor, played by Ian McShane. He doesn't tell Hellboy squat. That was frustrating, especially since Hellboy goes into this plot going, do, oh, why is everyone trying to kill me? Oh my god, what is going on? Blood Queen, what's that? Ooh, why am I doing this in the first place? I liked some of the world building in this film. I like the characters for the most part. They're just not given a whole lot to do, and the world building goes by like that. The story wasn't interested in telling you what they could have done here. I would have go as far as to say that the gore doesn't even bother me. It's just, by the end, it becomes overtly excessive, and it tries way too hard to pull out all the stops. But now we're gonna dive into stuff that I hate. This is the stuff that pissed me off.
And this thing you worried about, did it show up?
Oh, yes. You did.
Back histories. Things that had to do with the lore was just bad. When it wanted to take care in what it needed to tell you, it does okay. It does want to commit at points to a thing that happened into the past. You get one back history that goes in a very long monologue. It has some edge to it, but you're kind of like, was that really necessary? Okay, whatever. Then you get another one that actually is really good. And you're like, okay, I like that. They're setting up another character, which, where is he at? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Then it tells another one while something else is going on completely. And it was like, they were literally looking like they were making it up as I went along. Not for nothing, but it's everything else that failed in this film, and it's what I disliked the most. The film's pacing is abhorrently bad, as where it feels like nothing mattered. There is a solution within this film over a certain situation, and it's solved quite practically in moments rather than build the suspense, derive to tension in this thing, or world build in this reboot. Okay, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I'm not somebody who just goes out and hates things. And I'm certainly not a clickbaity kind of person where I'm like, oh my god! And I certainly don't like drawing attention to myself just because I love something or hated it. Because it's not a big deal if you love or hate something and share it on the internet. It is a big deal when you talk about the things constructively as to why you love or hate something. There is no message in this film that can be of use to anyone. The effect range, and I mean like special effects, go from decent to horrible. The makeup effects were really effing cool. David Harbour, along with everyone else, truly do their best with what little they can do. But it suffers from going too fast. Gore could be a problem for you, but your desire to see the third Hellboy is going to be more greater than ever. Take your pick. But the gore didn't bother me. This movie was a
Fucking
mess, and I don't want to see it again. If they make a sequel, it'll only be for David Harbour's sake, but I hope they focus up and fly right because this was bad. For that, I disliked Hellboy, and I wouldn't own it for the life of me. I just wish this movie was better. But hey, if you walked out and you loved it, I would love to know what you think of this film. Alright, so Hellboy, most of you have already seen it by now. What did you think of it? I'd love to talk with you about it. If you have a second, of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, I do movie and TV show reviews. Check out those if you are interested. If you like what I do here and you have already subscribed or want to, just make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Twitter for all these random thoughts and things that I've created. Check out the description box for more, and I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and